Hey, good morning, Damon. Dude, like this isn't our normal time. Like it's 11 o'clock, right? Like it's really early where you are. What time is it there? Like six,
It's
5?
8 a.m., Kurt.
It's 8 a.m. already. Did you have your donut? You have your coffee? You have your
Yeah,
breakfast? You have your
I'm
workout? You
ready.
got all that behind you?
I'm all done.
Well, dude, you look so fresh. You look handsome as ever. So, Damon, we have a really special guest. What a great program here. I think today's a special day. Damon, do you know what today is?
I think I do, but I'll let you tell us.
Well, you know what? Let's go to my dear friend. I love the last names on our lineup here
I
today. So,
know.
like, I'm a baseball fan. So, like, we'll do a little lineup here. So, our leadoff hitter is my bestie, Jaclyn Kolodziej. Jaclyn, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, everybody.
Jaclyn, where are you today?
I am in Joliet, Illinois, visiting some of my friends at Advantage Components.
All right. Well, how awesome is this? We're gonna dig in, and hey, I think it's a little celebration today, right? Is that what's going on? Is today a big day?
Oh, yes. I think today might be manufacturing day.
Manufacturing day. That's right. All right. So, hey, we're baseball fans. I don't know. We'll talk about whether White Sox or Cubbies since we're in Chicago today. But I'm going to go over to our second hitter of the day, my dear friend, my other bestie, Diana. Diana, good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
things in Chicago today?
Chilly, but it's a beautiful day today.
It's a beautiful fall day. So, Diana, thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing the party. Hey, I'm going to slide over to the left. So, batting third, Damon, for third, you got a good average, little power. I'm going to Jason Sanders. Jason, you know what? And you know what we call Jason Sanders by? Colonel Sanders is in the house here today. So, we got Colonel Jason Sanders.
There you
Jason,
go.
happy
I've heard that
Friday.
many times growing up.
You got that. So, I'm not original. I was hoping to be original.
Nope.
Jason, good morning. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. We're excited to dig deep and get your perspective from a sales standpoint. Boy, batting cleanup, this is the guy that he's hitting home runs on a regular basis. He might be in the Hall of Fame someday, if not already. Kevin O'Sullivan, how are you, my friend? What is happening?
How are you? Pleased to be here today.
We are absolutely thrilled to have you here. And so, Kevin O'Sullivan, that might be one of the most Irish names. I've heard a lot of Irish names. That might be really
awesome.
Man, that's when you throw that O and the apostrophe and you combine it with Sullivan, that might be the most Irish name that I've ever heard, right? Am I close on that one, Kevin?
My Irish mother and father did a good job with that one. They're both born and raised there.
Yep. There's only one other person I think we know that might run a second, Nancy O'Leary.
Nancy O'Leary, and she's in Chicago as well. So she's going to be on the program in a few weeks. So that's right, Nancy O'Leary.
Awesome.
So Jaclyn, let's kick things off here first. You're with IMEC. So any of our friends out there listening, you are with the Illinois MEP. Can you just please give a little background? Who and what is the Manufacturing Extension Partnership? What's going on at IMEC?
All right. So across the nation, every state has a manufacturing extension partnership. IMEC is Illinois, and so we are the Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center. Our goal is to ignite Illinois manufacturing excellence and help them become more globally competitive.
Well, good answer. And I'll tell you, you guys do an amazing job. And as a matter of fact, we'll be talking about, we've got a bus tour, and Damon, we're going to be streaming live into the IMEC bus tour on Monday. So I can't wait for that one. So I'm messing up the batting order, right? So I'm throwing a little curveball at you guys. Kevin O'Sullivan, let's go here. Please enlighten us. 1997, what was going on in your life, in your world? Did something happen in 1997? I'm just curious.
Well, my business partner and I, we had worked for a company that did wire harnesses and molded cable assemblies, and learned a lot from them. Went all the way through manufacturing and back into sales eventually. And we both decided the company was sold a few times, and we said to ourselves, well, how about if we chart our own destiny? And we made a decision to partner up and start Advantage Components, and in a 12 by 12 cubicle. And we started it one account at a time, one account at a time. So here we are today, manufacturing here in Illinois. And 27 years later, I feel we've done a pretty good job.
Well, I think so, Damon. Let's go there. Okay, so let's do a little math. So I'm not a math major, but did you guys know 4 out of 5 businesses fail in the first 5 years? 4 out of 5 businesses fail in the first 5 years. So batting average is like, if you come out of that 20%, you're gold, right? Then you got another 5 years to go. 4 out of 5 businesses fail in the next 5 years, and then it just keeps perpetuating in every 5-year cycle. So, Kevin, dude, you have survived. Like, you're into your 6th, 5th year cycle. Do you realize, like, you're in a percentage, like you're an anomaly, my friend. You're in a very small, tiny percentage of businesses that can last 27 years. Curious minds would love to know, our young entrepreneurs that are maybe put back in your, where you were in 1997. How'd you do it? How did you survive 27 years?
Well, it was tough. We went through a couple of major economic downturns. And I mean, to be honest with you, I think once we gained a little bit of traction and started picking up accounts, the key to the whole thing was recognizing the employees that worked alongside us. Without them, we would never be here. You've got to rely on your employees, their creativity, their perseverance, their own desire to help make you successful. Without them, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Well, all right, Jaclyn, that might be our first drop the mic moment, right? That's man, that was
and I visit often, and let me tell you, I love when I get to come visit Advantage Components. The workforce is amazing. You go out on the floor, everyone's smiling, friendly, happy, and working hard. So the whole team here does a really remarkable job.
That's awesome.
Well, okay. Well, speaking of rock star, all-star Hall of Fame employees, I'm going to slide over to Kevin to my left. Jason, Colonel Sanders, can you please give us a little bit of your background? You're the sales superstar. Just give us your perspective. What's going on at Advantage Components?
So I'm going to start with kind of how I got my start in the industry. So starting at 1997, I was a CAD designer many years ago, right? So I had the opportunity to work for a few different manufacturers, but also interfacing with the manufacturing floor with the designs, confirming bills of material, things of that nature. And I got into sales by accident. So it's one of those things. I was working on a project. The aftermarket sales manager wanted me to go out and interface with the customer. I did. I did such a good job that when I came back, I actually had a job waiting for me in aftermarket sales. And then kind of fast forwarding to working with ACI, everything that I've learned along the way, it's going to help me, help ACI grow the business here, but also have the ability to learn from guys like Kevin, right? So he does have a wealth of knowledge, and I just want to take what's in his brain and, try to convey that out to the masses. So.
Well, I love that answer. Very humble. Awesome. And so the accidental sales rep, how about that? And just, and you do have a great personality. So I can imagine that like people are just buying left and right. So what are some challenges that you're facing, or what are you seeing out there as you're dealing with clients, dealing with customers, Chase? Like, what are you hearing in the streets right now?
Right now, when I'm working with customers, it's just trying to make sure that we understand their specifications with their product to help them kind of produce, things on their manufacturing floors, right? Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure that, when we're working through engineering design, bills of material, that we understand what is going to be required when we're producing wire harnesses for our customers. Mm-hmm. That's probably one of the biggest challenges that I see.
All right, great answer. So, all right, wire harness assemblies, cables, also, and we're going to dig deep into some of the how you guys are making the world a better place at Advantage Components. So, Diana, my dear friend, boy, we had a good time a few months ago, and just what an honor and privilege for you to be back here. And I wish I was with you guys, but I guess this is second best. From throwing on your marketing hat, talk a little bit about like how is it marketing for a custom manufacturer, wire harness manufacturer? What's it like from your perspective? And first, give us a little bit of your background, insight into your role now at the company.
So I've been here at Advantage Components 9 years. Similar to Jason, stumbled up on here. I saw a job opening. I wanted to be originally a cop. That was, yeah. What a career change.
Well, hey, you know what? somebody needed to be policing over Kevin, right? Like he needed.
Yeah.
You're kind of
Exactly.
fulfilling that dream, right?
Yeah. So that was plan A. I started working here, and coincidentally enough, when I started working here, we were working on one of our programs with IMEC. We were doing a lean learning opportunity program with them, and that really just drew me straight into manufacturing, and I loved everything I was able to learn with them, and just so many projects ever since then and throughout these 9 years. I can't imagine myself in a different industry. And, like Kevin was saying, the employees, the people that I work with are really great. And, it's been such a great ride here. So 9 years, and now I am taking on the marketing role. So that's been a journey.
Okay. Well, I established the fact that I'm not a math major, but I'm like 1997. You're saying 9 years, so I'm like everybody started in junior high or like high school. Like what's going on? You guys look so darn young. I'm trying to do the math here. I'm like Damon. This timeline isn't making sense to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys are doing. I should
Doesn't
work there.
compute.
Maybe I'd look younger. But Jaclyn, I just heard that Diana was just talking about like, hey, we were working with IMEC on lean. You're the marketing guru. Can you just share with everybody what are some of the services, solutions, superpowers that are going on at IMEC where manufacturers like Advantage can take advantage of? How about that one? Right.
Absolutely. So we have a ton of different technical specialists on our team that help manufacturers in many areas. So Diana mentioned lean. We help with leadership. We help with workforce development. I specifically work to help with marketing and growth services, ERP implementations, the whole gamut of things that that companies need to continue being successful to thrive. So plant floor layouts, I mean, the list can go on.
The list goes on. And Damon, we have the honor and privilege. We interview all sorts of MEPs. As a matter of fact, today we're interviewing Carol Thomas after this program, the previous director of the MEP. I know you're blown away consistently with MEPs, right? Like what you've worked with a number of them. We were up in Alaska. What's your takeaway on the MEP network?
Well, I mean, not just, I'm amazed at the MEP network and all the resources we have. I mean, you just start to look at the depth of a place like IMEC there. And you go, wow, if you're not, reaching out to your local manufacturing extension partnership and getting to know them, just getting to know them, because that's a resource. It's a resource, and that you can just call upon. You can say, hey, I've got this problem. And it might be something that is a bit obscure, but someone in the network in the US and Puerto Rico and the other places they'll have someone that knows about that. And they'll get back to you and they will help you. And that's the thing that I just can't emphasize enough.
Plus, you get to hang out with people like Jaclyn Kolodziej. So that in itself is a reason to contact IMEC or the MEP
Every
network.
single person is great.
So let's go here, Kevin. I've got tons of questions for Kevin. But Kevin, what inspired you to first reach out to IMEC or to the MEP network? Do you recall years ago how it came on your radar, or how did you start a relationship with IMEC?
We were struggling as a growing company, and one of the things we realized is that we just weren't organized enough on the manufacturing floor in terms of executing. As the business got bigger and more complex, it started to bog us down. We realized that we needed some help in trying to lean out these assembly lines. One of the guys suggested why don't we try and find somebody that can teach our manufacturing floor about the benefits of lean manufacturing. Started doing some Google searches, and IMEC popped up. We reached out to them, and they came and interviewed us and listened to all the things we were doing wrong. They were incredibly patient and, suggested a few things, and the light bulb went on, and they were like, wow. They had some very, very good people that were involved with lean at the time. There was a Danaher guy that, he was a lean guru, and they assigned him to our account. I mean, they felt that we needed the best they had
Guns.
in their bullpen. And we started the relationship with them, and they walked us through the lean process, and worked with the employees day in, day out. And we slowly made the transformation, and they were invaluable to helping us understand the benefits of lean. So
Wow.
that's how we started with them. But as Jaclyn said, they had all kinds of resources. They even had we have a molding side of this operation, and they happen to have a guy that was a bit of a process, molding guru. We bounced quite a few questions off of him. We didn't even know he was in the bullpen. It just went on and on. Anywhere we needed help within this organization, they had somebody that could step up and help us. It was, they're an amazing resource.
Right. Well, and Kevin, I don't know if you knew this.
Goosebumps.
What was that, Jaclyn?
It's a goosebumps all over.
Goosey, oh, you got the goosies, right?
Yeah.
We need Nicole here. That's her
Yeah.
line. So he says, "Oh, I got the goosies." Well, Kevin, I don't know if you knew this or if everybody out there knew this. So IMEC is an acronym for I have a guy. And so that's what IMEC is, right? They have a guy. And so whatever problem, whatever, I'm not sure how the IMEC how it works out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not good with the alphabet either, Damon. So I'm not a math major, not good with the alphabet, but it stands for I have a guy. But Kevin, I love what you're saying. And boy, for a young entrepreneur, a seasoned entrepreneur, when you listen to somebody like Kevin, that's been in business for 27 years, it's great to listen for clues, right? Just like Jason was saying, like I just want to be a sponge when there's a successful entrepreneur on the stage. Kevin, you talk about your team and the employees. And then secondly, what I love and admire is the humility of you know what? We're really not doing this very well. We're not that good. And it takes a lot of humility because entrepreneurs, you need to be confident. You need to show your team confidence. Can you talk about that a little bit about how do you it sounds like you've built an incredible culture. Can you talk a little bit about when do you know to raise your hand and say, hey, I need some help here? How do you hit that?
A part of it is listening, getting feedback from the employees, to be honest with you. I mean, I try and stay involved in as much as I can without being a helicopter owner, I guess.
Yeah.
But when I see the employees bringing up these issues, the first thing you want to start thinking about immediately is, okay, solution oriented. How can we help these people? And just listening to them. We don't have all the answers. We've been in this industry a long time, but you learn something every day. And oftentimes you learn it from the people that are right on the floor. They'll open your eyes to whether it's a smaller problem or a major one that needs to be addressed. Just hear them out. Don't ignore them. Make sure you, as an owner or as a manager, you want to make sure that you are approachable. You have to have that sort of personality. They cannot be afraid to come to you. It may be them just sounding off. None of it is, I never see it as a complaint. I see it as an opportunity to hear them out and trying to find a solution to whatever the problem is, big or small. So hopefully that answers the question.
Well, Jaclyn, when they drop the mic to a new level, Kevin, we call it the moment of silence. So I just want everybody to just absorb that brilliance right there. It is never a complaint. It is an opportunity. We need to quote that right there, Jaclyn, right? It's never a complaint. It's an opportunity. Love what you're saying. So let's slide over to our friend, Jason. Jason, let's get you back up to the plate. So you are fierce sales rep. Wire harness assemblies are a little bit challenging, right? They're not there's a couple parts that go into a wire harness assembly, if I'm not mistaken, right? It gets a little complicated.
Yeah, just a few.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
A couple.
Just a few. With some of the products that we get involved with, we get involved with things that are very simplistic in nature, right? We talk about, something very similar or very simple as, maybe a few conductors, a couple of connectors, right? Or it's going to be something where it's going to be what we would call a Medusa harness, where it's got so many different breakouts going out to various parts of the machine, right? Yeah. So, the machinery that we look at, it could be something that is used on lawnmowers, or it could be used something that's used on, let's say, cranes or maybe earth moving equipment, right? So we see a lot of different applications, some very simplistic, some complex.
All right, let's take it another step further, Jay. So talk a little bit about like what are some of the industries, like what do you feel like, what's your sweet spot for Advantage? Like when you walk into a client and you just, back to like those goosebumps that Jaclyn was talking about, where you're like, man, this is a perfect client for us. Who are like some of the best fits, those best opportunities that you feel?
Yeah, so for us, we play in a few different arenas, right? So we get involved with agricultural equipment, construction equipment, maybe some medical applications and whatnot. For us, I think a sweet spot for us is working with the guys that build construction equipment, maybe that mid-sized company, very that knows their product and what they're looking for, right? Maybe it's a company that has already developed the program, right, where it's not a lot of engineering, right? So we do provide engineering services for our customers, but what makes it go much further past the initial conversation is when customers come to the table with a design already in place.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. And go ahead, Damon.
And then the cool part about your business, I think, is you went everything, virtually every piece of equipment is going from that simple little conductor to the Medusa with all the sensor changes and everything else that's going on it. I mean,
Right.
that's one of the things that I was wondering, if Kevin, you had to see incredible changes in the needs for these kind of products over the years.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. And part of it is being able to equip the factory, to meet those demands. I mean, wire harness manufacture is a combination of some pretty sophisticated processing equipment combined with, incredible people power.
Yeah.
It's not all fully automated. So it's an orchestration of both of those, and to try and lean all of that out. It's one thing to produce wires 100 miles an hour, but it's another thing once the employees get them to set up the process to get that to flow smoothly as well, and kind of in unison with the high-end wire processing equipment that we use.
Yeah. Wow.
It's
Cool.
quite an orchestration.
Oh, I bet. Such interesting.
And when you do like low runs, Kevin, it's like, a lot of that automation, excuse my ignorance if I'm off, but like, if you have like a low run or somebody just needs a small quantity, there's a lot of manual components. It's really kind of an art, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, once you take the automation out of the mix, you lose some control over the quality monitoring of it. So you go to more tabletop equipment.
Yeah.
And then you rely on the pull tests and, a higher degree of inspection along the way to make sure that thing gets out the door with the same quality level as one that's produced off of a high-end piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. All right. So let's talk marketing, Diana. So you've been there for 9 years. I still can't believe you started in junior high. So that's awesome. So 9 years is, so let's go there. Like how do you market a wire harness manufacturer, custom, cables and what have you? Like, what are some tips, without giving away the secret sauce? What are some, what are some tips and strategies that you've learned along the way in your 9-year journey?
So I've been doing marketing, just to clarify, for 7 months now.
Oh,
So
7 months, man.
Yes.
You're a seasoned veteran. That's
New
awesome.
position for me.
Well,
But what I can
congratulations.
tell you is we've learned a lot about really finding our perfect customer. Like
Yep.
Jason was saying, there's quite a bit of industries that we do serve, but really finding those customers that we can truly offer the most services, the ones that we can really provide value in. Because wire harness manufacturers, you can find them everywhere. But I think what really makes us a little bit different is kind of being able to solve some solutions in the construction and the agriculture industries. So those are the customers that we really want to go after and talk to and kind of figure out what their pain points are so that we can provide some sort of value solution for them.
Love it. So let's, so for the Dianas out there, those solo marketers out there, if you were to talk back to your 7-month ago self, what are some tips or strategies or some things, I know you're in the early stage of the learning process here and how exciting that you're in a new position, but what are some tips or advice that you would share with other solo marketers at manufacturers like yourself?
I would say go for it. You know, I think a lot of the times when you're offered something new, like, you know, any aspect of marketing, whether you're starting new on social media or starting new on email marketing, it can be a little frightening because you're like, I'm not sure what I'm doing. But honestly, the best way I have learned, you know, in my 9-year journey here has just been, you know, making mistakes and then receiving encouragement from, you know, Kevin and my other leadership, and just really learning along the way.
Well,
So take every opportunity.
yeah. And how awesome is it, you know, Kevin, and, you know, and at the end, we're going to talk about like why all the cool kids are going into manufacturing. But what's awesome here is seeing like the growth opportunity, you know, that you have, Diana. We're like, you know, previous positions, and you've been able to grow with the company. Jaclyn, let's slide over to you, my friend. So you know, we're kind of spoiled, right? We get to go hang out with like these amazing, cool people in manufacturing, and you get to go visit all of them and see what's going on. You're a marketing guru yourself. Talk a little bit about like, you know, different aspects of what you see when you're coming in. What are you looking for? How do you try to help, you know, from your IMEC standpoint? How do you try to assist someone like Diana with your marketing guru-ness? I just made up that word, but with your marketing guru-ness.
Oh, well, I kind of to echo what Kevin was saying, you know, we come in and listen, figure out what's going on, who they are, what their needs are. And so for my relationship here at Advantage, it was, you know, they had brought in Diana to that marketing role. And so they're leaning on me to help bring her up to speed in a training kind of arena. And so we've been spending the past 6 months together working through even just the basics. She wrote a strategic marketing plan as the first priority. And based on that, figuring out growth goals, company goals, now helping her learn how to tactically execute those things on her own. So I get, well, and to answer the question you asked, Diana, you know, for solo marketers in manufacturing who might feel overwhelmed, give us a call. I love coming in and helping teach and support. And I can continue my guru-ness.
That's right. How'd you like that? I'm going to talk to cousin Scott, right? And we're going to so Damon, I don't know if you know, Jaclyn, can you share with Damon what's your other half? What's his name? I forgot.
Scott Anderson.
Wow, what a great last name. So I had the honor and privilege of hanging out with Scott. We went up to Niagara Falls, and man, we have a good time. So all right, let's dig back in here. So Kevin, 27 years, just relentless entrepreneur. Anything when you started this little party 27 years ago, and that it's going to be a little bit of a broad answer. You know, you've survived. You know, we had tough times in after 9/11. We had tough times in 2008. I think we went through this little thing called COVID. I don't know if you guys knew about that in Chicago, but there was this little thing. You know, how do you, as an entrepreneur, how do you weather those like really unforeseen, holy cow moments? How do you get through those as an entrepreneur?
Wow, that's a great question.
You know what? That was my high fastball. That was my high fastball. You didn't see that? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think we have. I mean, I could tell you some of the things that we've done during the tough times. The first thing you want to do is save everybody's job. No matter what. So it's a kind of a group thing. We've done it several times in the past. We've gone through some pretty tough times with COVID, with some of these major economic downturns. We were heavily automotive at one time, and when they shut the faucet off, they shut it off. That's it, and they don't give you much notice.
Yeah.
So how do you weather that? You know, you circle the wagons with the group, and you tell them, okay, here, you know, we're going to go through a rough spot here. It could be 2 months. It could be 6 months. We're actively out looking for new business. In the meantime, we're all going to, we'll have to go down to maybe 3 days a week or maybe 4 days a week. And my business partner and myself have done the same. We have taken major pay cuts. There was a stretch where we didn't take any pay at all in our early stages to keep this deal going. You know, to make sure the employees were paid, to make sure that we kept them all, because we knew it was going to turn around. We just needed that that period of time to weather that storm and to ask the employees to weather it with us. So I know it's drastic thing to have to do, but the employees were willing to work with us, and we got through some pretty tough times, and nobody lost their jobs. That was the main thing. So I hope that answers your question.
Dude,
that's
I know
how we did it.
I put you on the spot, and that was, you know what, you smashed that high fastball right out of the park, dude.
Yeah.
That was like mic drop number 10. I lost count a while ago. Damon, what do you think of that one?
Well, it just shows again the resilience and what I love about private business owners and your ability to weather these storms and not just shed everybody out the door to do it. You can make a choice that helps the community, your business, the people in the community, and those people themselves and their families, because they still have employment. It may not be full employment like they actually would desire at that moment, but in the long term, it's the best thing that you can do for them and the community and your business all in one. Everybody wins when you do that. It's so cool. And not fun, but it's cool.
Kevin, if you relate to this, like, when you're in that moment, you're just like, all right, I just need to make a decision right now. And then when time goes by, you're like, I don't know about you. I was like, how the heck did I get through that? Like, how did we get through COVID? How did I get through 9/11? How did I get through these? So Jason, let's slide over to you, my friend. I want to talk to you about culture. Okay. And so I don't know, Damon, I'm going to throw him a softball. Jason, I'm throwing you like a big, fat, juicy softball. How's that? So maybe I'm going to talk to you about culture. So what I'm, like right off the bat, you guys have this contagious enthusiasm. Kevin, my respect and admiration for what you've built over this timeline is just off the charts. Jason, I want to hit culture on a couple aspects. You as a team member, like you're a gifted guide, skilled, the accidental rock star salesperson, you could go other places. What do you love about the culture at Advantage? A, B, how do you, as just like this dedicated sales guy, how do you feel that you help contribute to this awesome culture at Advantage?
Nice.
Sure. So let's start with the cultural aspect of the company, right? So when I'm working with my team members here, I want to make sure that we keep a very cohesive working environment, making sure that we all kind of collaborate, with one another, right? I forgot the second portion of that question, so I do apologize about that.
No worries.
How do you
contribute?
to the
You know what?
culture?
And I
know.
That's my inability on they always say you should never ask two questions at once, and I did, and I broke that rule. So first question was like the I just like when you go on the website, and and Diana, I'll get your mind thinking a little bit. I'm going to come to you with culture as well. So I'm going to talk to you about. So I'm giving you like a little runway to be thinking about it. But Jason, from a culture standpoint, like what attracts you to stay at Advantage, or just being a loyal, dedicated employee? And then B, as a sales rep, how do you exude that? So like when you walk into a customer, right? Let's face this. I think there might be one or two wire harness assembly companies on the United States, right? Is there, Kevin, do you have any competition? Like maybe one or two somewhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're almost like taverns. I think they're on every block.
They're on right. Every community has like there's a wire harness manufacturer. It's not it's not unique. So Jason, what I'm asking is like when you walk into a client, like that enthusiasm, that culture, how they're buying you. Are they, they're yeah, it's great that you can make this wire harness assembly, but I'm buying you. I'm buying you that I trust you. I'm buying your personality. I'm buying that relationship. How do you feel as a sales rep that you spread that culture to your clients? Is that a better question? How's that?
Yeah, that's a fair question. So for me, when I'm working with my clients, I want to make sure that I can actually tell the ACI story,
Nice.
Who we are as an organization, right? Telling stories about Kevin and what he's kind of gone through with his business. Working with individuals such as Diana, talking about the marketing effort that we have here, talking about our manufacturing team, not only here in Joliet, but also down in Mexico, making sure our customers understand who we are, but more importantly, how can I help them solve some of their issues that they're seeing on their manufacturing floors?
Excellent. Jace, Damon, what was that mic drop number? I lost count. I'm not sure. So, all right, Diana, we're going to come over to you. If guys, and you want check out their website, it is absolutely awesome. Love what you're doing, Diana. Again, you're in your 7th month journey here in this new position. How do you help spread that culture from a marketing standpoint? And I don't know, I heard that there might be a strategic plan. Do you want to talk about your, how's that? Do you combine that culture with a strategic plan, or let's go through that process?
So one of the first things I learned my month number 1 was LinkedIn is prime.
Who'd you
I
learn that
didn't
from?
have Jaclyn. I didn't have an account myself, and when she told me about LinkedIn, I'm like, oh man, what are we gonna post on there? Who's even on there? Now you can't catch me off of it. But I think what we really want to show, for example, like on our social media is, yes, our products, services, what we can offer, but also a little bit about our culture, who we are, how we work together. You know, our departments have all worked really well together. And I think that really shows in our culture and in our ability to just, you know, all be together, have fun, have a good time, but also just really be able to get things done for our, you know, our customers. So I try to emphasize making a point to show that on our, you know, social media or newsletters that we send out, just making sure they know that we are a really close knit group of people. And I think that's kind of one of our superpowers here.
Well, I love that. And so, Damon, what do you got?
I think that's great. I think, you know, you have the opportunity to share the story behind the products and services. Mm-hmm. And that's where people will engage with you that are attracted to the story. And then they will engage with you because they want to do business with someone that does those things, that acts that way, that treats people that way, and does business that way. And it's really exciting to see you. That you said I didn't have a LinkedIn account, and then now you're starting to use it, and the company's going to use it because it's a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool to be able to share great things about the people, great things about the solutions created, and you know, the great picnic that you had or whatever it is that really turned out well for you or your customers. Awesome.
Yeah. And Diane,
well,
I see you all.
I'm gonna jump in here, Kurt.
Please.
Speaking of LinkedIn, make sure you all go to Advantage Components Inc. and start following. Diana's done an amazing job telling the story, being on the journey, and so it is a really nice mix. She started getting into video, and her team created a mini series about some capabilities, and part of the culture too is her teammates, even though they might be intimidated about videos, they're getting on and they have a show wired up with ACI. Nice. And they're just killing it right now.
Nice.
That is absolutely awesome. And so, and Jaclyn, what I love, you know, you and I, we love using that tagline, how to out teach the competition. Yep. And so what I love that what you're doing, Diana, you know, you're coming in as that educator. So, you know, you've got Jason as the rockstar salesperson, but, you know, like for that first touch, that first engagement, that first, like, you know, hey, I see you on LinkedIn type of thing. What I love what you're doing is you're coming in as that trusted advisor. We're like, hey, I'm going to manufacture this microphone, and maybe I'm an expert at the microphone, but I don't know a thing about the wires that go inside that microphone. So I'm counting on you guys to be my trusted advisor to figure out that wire assembly going on, you know, whatever that product is. So I love that approach. And Jaclyn, as you know, tons of webinars, workshops, training that any manufacturer can catch at either your local MEP or at our friends with IMEC. So, all right, we're going to start winding things down because I know you guys are super busy just producing all sorts of great products. We're going to go around the horn one more time. So, Kevin, Damon and I had an amazing, incredible interview. Damon, I can't believe it was almost a year ago already. It was a gentleman who's a consultant, global consultant all over the world. He's interviewed and researched literally like thousands and thousands of people. He's interviewed like different histories of time of people. And what the study was like, why are certain industries, certain people, certain cultures, why do they thrive and survive? And he had one word for us, and it was just, I'll never forget it. I'm talking about goosebumps, Jaclyn. I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. He said the word saga. for an entrepreneur that really separates themselves, or the entrepreneur that's able to survive and thrive for 27 years, what they've done is they've created a saga and their team has bought into that saga. Maybe you weren't thinking that way 27 years ago, but like, can you just share like, what is your saga and how do you continue your legacy for years and years to come at Advantage Components?
Well, I would hope that, everybody at this company and right down from the office people, right down to the floor people can at the very least recognize how I treated them and supported them and did everything I could to help, me help that I wanted them to help me make this a collective success. Yeah. And if they can just benchmark off that, the respect, the mutual respect, the teamwork aspect, I think that would be the legacy that I would like to leave behind when it's time for me to step down or retire or what have you. I think that's the most important thing. In a nutshell, it really is. That's what I tried to bring to the table every day I came here.
Wow.
Boom. Drop it again.
Dropping it again. Man, I'm Jaclyn, I need to get a new microphone after this interview. Thank you. So, hey, Kevin, that was just so good. And again, like your tenacity, your humility, and there's so many takeaways. If you just joined us, man, please do yourself a favor. Hit the rewind button. You're on a walk with a dog, or you're doing out for a run this weekend, whatever you're doing, watching a ball game. Catch this replay because this was just a masterclass on entrepreneurial success. Jason, I'm coming to you, my friend. I'm going to ask you something very similar. We're talking about the saga. Okay. Again, when you walk into your clients and, you're closing a deal, Advantage Components is the place to be. How would you describe, like, what is the saga that you feel that when you're walking with clients, or just that you puffs out your chest, you feel so proud of representing this company? What do you feel is a saga from your perspective?
The saga from my perspective is it really starts with the team and kind of conveying that message to our customers, right? I mean, it's one thing to say that we've got great products, which we do, by the way. But it's another thing to have a team that really stands behind what you do, not only from the manufacturing perspective, but also, from a product perspective as well. Without that team, it really means nothing, that message, right? So.
Man, I think my microphone, I think it fell on the floor again. So, all right, Diana, let's close it out with, we're going to start winding down. From your perspective, marketing, can you recap a couple of those marketing things again? I heard Wired Up. You've got a little video series. You're sharing the saga. Just kind of recap for everybody. Like, where should they find Advantage Components? What should they be following? Just let's go there for a minute.
Yeah, so follow us on LinkedIn, Advantage Components. You can catch some educational, some culture stuff. Make sure to follow the team members as well. They'll be posting on there as well. If you want to contact us, the best place would be our website, www.aciwires.com. Nice and easy.
Oh, you don't want to give them your phone number?
Not my phone number.
Jason?
We'll give Jason's number out.
Yeah, Jason. All right, so let's go here. And you know what, Jaclyn, just for a warning, maybe we're trying to plan another trip, and when we come out, we got to stop and visit our friends at Advantage Components, and I'd love to meet you guys and see what's going on there. And so, Jaclyn, how about your takeaways today, feedback, any thoughts that you want to share as we're going to wind down?
Biggest theme, obviously, you can tell just from meeting the team online, they really value their people. Their people make the business and bring it together. There's a huge buy-in for all of the things that Diana's doing, all the things Jason's doing. And but you guys can't see outside the door, they're going to celebrate Manufacturing Month and Manufacturing Day. There's a huge cookout for all the employees to celebrate. We've got balloons. They even got a tent because it's getting a bit chilly out. So really, they're going all in on their people. And really, I love coming to visit. Anytime I get the opportunity, I'm in.
Well, that is absolutely awesome. So, all right, what a great way, Damon, for this. And so, first off, Jaclyn, I want to thank you for setting this up. This is a different time for us. We are just thrilled and honored that you considered having us celebrate Manufacturing Day with the team here at Advantage Components. Now, Jaclyn, I do. You know what? I have to go there. I can't help myself. But are we Southside baseball fans? Or are we Northside baseball fans in Chicago? What Jason? What team? What team are you rooting?
Outside. South side.
Oh, you're a South
I'm
Side
scared.
guy.
I got a look from Kevin. I don't know. Let's
Kevin,
have him answer first. I'll go
Kevin,
last.
are we North Side or South Side?
I honestly, I lived in the northwest side of Chicago growing up, and my dad took us down to Wrigley Field quite a bit. I just, I like both teams. I can honestly tell you, I support both teams, and
You know what?
I hear it all the time in this city. Oh, good Cubs. Oh, you Sox fans are, but I'm not. I support both teams, and that's the honest answer. I'm a bigger Blackhawks fan, so we'll talk hockey.
You're a big hockey fan, Diana. How about North Side, South Side? Where are you? Baseball.
You know what? I don't really watch much baseball, but I like the Cubbies blue.
All right, so good. All right, so good. So here, you know what? So we're gonna go here. You ready, Damon? I'm gonna go there. You ready? We got time for this. All right, so
we got to.
Okay, let's. You know what? Who am I gonna pick first? You know what, Kevin? Since you like both teams, I'll go. I'm gonna go to Jason. Jason, you ready? You sitting down for this one? You ready? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, and you said South Side. You're a White Sox guy, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so even though the White Sox are not in the playoffs, let's just say hypothetically there's a game going on right now as we speak, right? Right now, the White Sox are playing, and it's the bottom of the ninth, and they're playing the dreaded Cleveland Guardians, right? Whoever their most hated rival, maybe the Detroit, whoever. We're playing a rival, okay? So the White Sox are playing. It's the bottom of the ninth. There's 2 outs, and there's a guy on second base, okay? Bottom of ninth, 2 outs, guy in second base, and the manager's like, I got dinner reservations, dude. Like, we got to end this game now. So I need somebody to get up to the plate and like hit in this winning run so we can get out of here, right? So he looks down the bench and he sees Colonel Sanders sitting there, and he says, "Hey, Jason, dude, get up to the plate, hit in this winning run because I've got dinner reservations. I need to get out of here. When you're walking up to the plate to hit in that winning run, what is your walk-up song?"
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. I've never really had a walk-up song. I played baseball for so many years. We never did the whole walk-up song thing. So if I had to pick one, maybe it's Journey, Don't Stop Believing. I don't know.
There you go.
You went old school, Damon. I
Yeah,
love
you
it.
did. That's awesome.
Kevin O'Sullivan, do we have a song that you would want as you walk up to the plate to hit in that winning run? How about you?
I never thought of it.
Well, we got to go Irish, like maybe a U2 song, or who's old school Irish, Damon, right? So anyway, but that's our little.
What did you guys do for your birthday? What shirt did they give you?
Led Zeppelin. I don't
There you
know.
go.
Oh yeah.
Led Zeppelin. Hey, how about Stairway to Heaven?
Stairway to Heaven. How about Stairway to Heaven?
We'll just do Stairway to Heaven. Diana,
I'll
do you
hum
have a
that
walk?
ditty while I'm walking up to the plate?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. How about Diana? Do you have a walk-up song?
It's got to be something Fall Out Boy. I'm a huge Fall Out Boy fan. Probably, I don't know, Phoenix. That's a good one.
Awesome. All right. Good answer, guys. Good answer. Jaclyn, we love
Awesome.
we love asking that. We take that one on the road with us, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So, all right.
good question.
We're gonna wind down. Kevin, I'm gonna give you last word, my friend. Any just last words of wisdom, parting thoughts for our friends, our manufacturers? Why should all the cool kids be pursuing and considering a career in manufacturing? How about that for a question?
I think it's still alive and well in the United States. Consider onshoring. It's an exciting career. There's a lot of places to grow within manufacturing. You can get into shop floor management. You can get into purchasing. You can get into engineering. So there's a lot of paths. We allow everybody here, whatever path they so choose. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, that'd be my answer.
Well, great answer. You can get into sales, you can get into marketing, you can get promoted. There's technology, there's automation, there's AI, there's chip, there's the list goes on. So all the cool kids out there, man, just consider manufacturing. Guys, hang out with us for 1 second. First, I want to thank everybody out there. Let's give a big round of applause to our friends at Advantage Components. Let's give a big round of applause to Jaclyn Kolodziej, my bestie from IMEC. So, Damon, what a great show, dude. Like, was this awesome or what? What?
I just love to be able to talk with people like you guys there in Advanced Components, because you're what's keeping America going, in my opinion. And really, there's nothing more fruitful ever been in my life than making things. And you guys are doing it every day and doing it really well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right, hang out with us 1 second, guys. And Damon, we'll be back here like in 45 minutes or something. So, all right, you guys have a great weekend. Happy Manufacturing Day, and we will see you soon. Catch Jaclyn and the IMEC team on the bus, and so we're gonna have a great time.
On Monday, yeah.
Here we go.